Right, listen up. Hearts 4 is supposed to be World War II in miniature. At least, that's what it says on the store page. In reality, it plays more like a drunken game of Risk, written by a teenager on Red Bull. Every patch reveals a new bit of hilariously broken logic. Take the AI. To be fair, it has improved over the years. It really has. It is still bad. In one of my playthroughs, I had 6 divisions. While I had around 30, the Germans were attacking and they were close to taking my capital. I asked for help and I received nothing. Allies will refuse to send expeditionary forces even as your cities burn. Front lines will randomly open up massive gaps. Friends will casually abandon Dunkirk. The AI only fixes it after you personally retake half of Europe. Paradox has actually patched this multiple times. In one update, they literally wrote, AI should no longer withdraw its entire army from a front where a controller area is split. Which is Paradox speak for, yeah, that was stupid. The AI also loves making galaxy brain political decisions. You'll see the United States flirting with fascism in 1938, or the Soviet Union shaking hands with Churchill before the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact even exists. Some of this has been toned down, not eliminated, just redirected. Naval invasions used to be pure chaos. You could invade continents without enough convoys. This was fixed, then broken again, then fixed again. Nowadays, the invasion system technically works, but the AI will still occasionally send one infantry division across the Atlantic like it's an Uber ride. Now, let's talk about factions. They were reworked, and they are more complex. Somehow, they were already complex before. I was playing Austria. I needed to be faction leader for focus, reasonable requirement. At some point during the game, Bulgaria became the faction leader. No warning, no explanation, and they didn't even have a way to get faction influence. Even so, they still found a way. I did not recover. Resources are another interesting topic. In theory, production depends on industry, factories, and access to resources. In practice, countries with almost no industry can still produce impressive amounts of equipment, sometimes through trade, sometimes through stockpiles, sometimes through methods I do not fully understand and have stopped questioning. Paradox noticed resources were unbalanced, so they added new mechanics, including coal. This went about as well as you'd expect. Production logic is also special. Factories used to switch production every few days, instantly deleting efficiency. This was partially fixed. Minor nations can still sometimes outproduce majors. Poland building tanks faster than Germany is not even rare anymore. If you know the exploits, or if the AI doesn't, anything is possible. The initial release of HOI4, by the way, was unfinished. Fuel didn't exist, logistics barely mattered, entire systems were added years later through paid expansions. And then there's the DLC model. The base game costs around $50. When you buy it, you're greeted by over 10 expensive DLCs. Some add core mechanics, others entire system, some just add focus trees, others end up being baked into the base game, some of them add music for some reason, and some give a rework to countries that have already been reworked. Czechoslovakia is a great example. Soon, its content will spread across multiple DLCs. If you want the full experience, you start doing math. Romania exists. Romania is waiting for a country pack. And yet, despite all of this, I still play the game. It has a dedicated community, endless mods, and a ridiculous number of achievements. I complain about it constantly, and I will continue playing it. Because this is HOI4 Logic.